All right, everyone, and welcome back to another 5 Minutes Every Pro Should Know Sunday. Today, we are covering Finland. Should be a fun one, as you guys have probably already seen in the title. Um, Finland, Sweden, Norway, three very lengthy countries as well. So it is good to at least know how to region guess it somewhat. I'm not the best at it either, but hopefully this can help both me and you with region guessing in Finland to start off. So thought this would be a good one, and enjoyed the video. All right, everyone. So the first Finland tip that we're going to start off with is tilted Gen 3 long antenna. So Gen 3, as you guys know, in Finland will only have the antenna. And sometimes you'll get this long antenna. And this long antenna is slightly tilted to the left. And this is pretty much only found on these western parts of the country near the Gulf of Bothnia. And yeah, you can just look at it. You can tell that it's slightly tilted left here, as opposed to like a normal Gen 3 antenna, which is just like, straight up and down. This is definitely tilted left. Looks like they used the same car for all of this, all covered in July 2018. But yeah, there's a clear tilt left here. And yeah, this would be a good indication for you to go in the western part of Finland, because this left tilt is like pretty much on most of the Gen 3, still covered Gen 3 roads that haven't been overwritten by Gen 4. There's a lot of overwritten Gen 4. So if I were to just click on a random road here, oh, this is crap cam. But yeah, I mean, the main highway is going to be Gen 4, of course. But on these smaller, side roads here, this is still a regional highway. You still get the Gen 3, and it is covered by that tilted left antenna. And just zooming out here, you can see the distribution. I would encourage you to click around and look a little bit more. I mean, it is kind of rare nowadays with all the crap cam coverage and the Gen 4 that's went into all of Finland, basically. But there are still roads with this tilted left Gen 3 camera. And always a good region guess, because you can click west here and get a lot of points if your opponent's just clicking middle, especially on high multis. I'm getting the feeling that you're not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please do. And please drop me a like on the video. It'd really help me out. Thanks, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so the next Finland thing we're going to talk about is regional clues. So in the regional roads, they're going to have 3 or 4 digit road numbers. And the first number of those road numbers are typically region specific. And roughly it's distributed from south is 1, and then all the way up to the north is going to be like a 9. So they often appear on direction signs. In my opinion, looking at most of this, it's pretty much been on highway overpasses or off ramps or stuff like that. So definitely more of an urban setting. You won't get it too much on some directional signs, but they do appear. And I do have a couple examples in here. So we'll start off just by looking at all these locations. So the ones are obviously going to be around this Helsinki area, this province here, that extends all the way out here. And yeah, this is kind of a major highway, not really a highway overpass, but it is on the sign there, and you do have the 120 and the 1221 there. And the ones are indicating this Helsinki area. And then we'll move over to the 2s, which is this Turku province here. And yeah, this is also on a highway overpass, or this one actually is on a highway overpass compared to the last one. But we do have a 2 road number here, so we know that we're in the southwestern part of the country. And then 3s, moving to this Lahti area, and then Vola, I do believe. Once again, highway overpass, of course. But yeah, we get a 3 road number, so we know to guess southeast, roughly. And then we'll move up to the 4s here, which is just east of the Finland label. And you'll get a 4 here. And once again, highway overpass location. So yeah, a lot of highway overpass locations you're going to get these. Just because I guess directional signs are way more common, or it's just what I've looked at personally, just because I thought it was easy to find, like a 4 here on a highway overpass. So we do have a 4 here just east of the Finland label, and then it actually goes 5 here. So 5 is towards the northeast of the Finland label, towards the Russian border, basically. And you will get a 5 here. And guess what? We're on another highway overpass. of course. I'm sure you'll see them on directional signs as well, but we'll see that as we move further up, essentially. Sixes are going to be just northwest of the Finland label here. So we have it here. Not like the greatest sign, but yeah, I mean, this is more of a big intersection, I guess, where it splits off into another road here, which is the 697. Not actually a highway overpass. So you can find them, of course, um, on some, like, just smaller roads, I guess, and not on big highways. And then our sevens are going to be up here, just southwest of Oulu here. And this one's actually in Ari for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure when I selected this location, it was not in Ari, but you guys get the idea. We have the 775s here, and this is a nice, like, niche pocket guess, because who's really clicking here unless you get a road number, or you just have the best vibes of all time. All right, and then this Oulu area here, basically, this big pocket that I'm circling, is going to be the eights. So we do have an 8 here. And this is just on a, like, I guess past this somewhat big road, somewhat big intersection here. We do have an 8 sign. So that would indicate to you, hey, maybe scan by Oulu for the 8s. And yeah, you can get a nice region guess down, of course. And then the 9s are a little weird. There is like a random pocket here that has 9s. So I do have an example here where it does say 900. It's a little weird that it's close to the Finnish border, or sorry, the Russian border, but also this entire section north of Oulu here. So yeah, here's an example. Just the 967. Once again, we're in Ari for some reason. I'm pretty sure I did not select an Ari location, but interesting freestanding road number sign, essentially, on this one as well. So yeah, 900s, just remember, in this pocket here and all the way up here. So you can scan both of those if you're trying to make a nice plunk down and you have a road number in Finland. All right, now we got a couple of street sign metas for you. And we'll start off with the Lahti street sign. So Lahti is just north of Helsinki here, south of the Finnish label. And these Lahti street signs are going to have a black border, but all capital letters on their street signs. And that's unique to Lahti in Finland. So if you know you're in Finland and you see this black border on the sign with all capital letters, you know you're in Lahti. And here's a couple more examples here. And they're pretty much found throughout the entire city. So any major intersection with, yeah, you can see one in the back there as well. Very hard to see, but it is available. Yeah, any major intersection and you see a street sign and you see this all capital letters with the black border, you are in Lahti. All right, next we got Kerava here, and most of these are like going to be cities close to Helsinki. So Kerava just northeast of Helsinki here. And Kerava is actually going to have these like coat of arms, I guess, blue and yellow coat of arms, like on the top left part of the street sign. And this is unique to Kerava. So you can find this on like a lot of main intersections here, but here's the blue and yellow again on the coat of arms on the street sign, and you'll see another one here. So I guess it's the Kerava, probably the Kerava coat of arms or some variation that they use for their city for Sweden. But you will see this on Kerava street sign, so you can get a nice plunk down in Kerava if you see one of these. All right, our next one is going to take us to Seinäjoki and Isokrio. I did not say that right, but you guys get the idea. You see it here, of course, and it'll be in the JSON, of course. But these two cities are going to have a blue-style street sign with white text. So this is unique to those two cities. What I mean by blue sign is like full black or full blue background with just white text like this. And yeah, you'll see that throughout both of the cities here. Any major intersection with a street name, as you can see on both of these locations that I'm clicking in. This is a pretty simple one, but yeah, very unique sign with the blue background and white text there. So you know you can get a nice plunk down in one of these two cities if you actually do see these street signs. All right, and for our last location, we're heading back to the Helsinki province area for Jarvenpää, which I also did not pronounce correctly, but it's okay, which is just north of Helsinki here. So this one's going to have a different coat of arms than the Kerava one, but kind of like, I don't know, an eagle? No, not, I don't know. It's just wings, like flapping up, I guess, in the top left. So this is different from the Karava one, of course, but you will get this variation of the Finnish coat of arms. Did I say Swedish on the last one? On the last coat of arms? I might have. I'm just realizing this now. Finnish coat of arms here, and yeah, definitely be looking for these if you are in Järvenpää. All right, next I'm going to be covering a few distinct roads here, especially in the northern part of Finland. You can get a nice guess down with both of these because they are so high up and yeah, just a lot of potential for points if your opponent just decides, oh, it's Finland, I'm just going to click middle here. But if you recognize it, it's very nice. So there's Generation 4 coverage here. And it's basically, you can see a kind of a hill to the western part, which is actually in Norway. And then you get the little river, which basically marks the border between Finland and Norway. So this Gen 4 runs all the way up here. I think it switches over at, let's see, yeah, very recognizable because it is quite hilly, and there's not many parts in Finland that are this hilly, really. But yeah, it switches over Gen 4 somewhere around Dalvadas or something like this. As you see, we're into Gen 3 now, and it is extremely hilly. But you can tell we're in Finland because we do have the snow poles with the white at the top. These Swedish and Norwegian ones are going to be further down with the white, but the Finnish ones are at the top. And, you know, we got solid outer lines, of course, whereas Sweden's going to have the shorter dashed and Norway's going to have the longer dashed outer lines. But yeah, very recognizable one in Gen 3 especially. Just because it's in autumn and like the vegetation is quite dead all around us, and it's very hilly, and you know we do have this very clear river to the west here. But yeah, super distinct coverage, I would say, especially in Gen 3. Gen 4 might take a little bit of like looking around and scouting to understand what it looks like in Gen 4 because it's a little bit more difficult without this distinct Gen 3 autumn coverage. But yeah, you can see in Gen 4 here, it is quite hilly, which is quite rare for Finland, so that's always a good indicator. But you can't always see the river, so might be a bit of a tougher guess here to get it without seeing the river and stuff, especially in Gen 4. But definitely just use the JSON, look around, and you can get this distinct road and get a nice plonk down. All right, and then the other road that we're going to be talking about is the Road E8, which is on the Swedish border here. So this one is actually more hilly than the last one. So you're going to get a lot of huge hills. You'll see a lot of huge hills across the way, which are actually in Sweden, because this river marks the border basically between Sweden and Finland here. I guess it is kind of a river. It's just a bunch of big lakes as well in between. But yeah, this is all going to be covered in Gen 4, of course. But it has very low vegetation. With very low tree lines, but yeah, very distinct. And, you know, we got some Finnish road lines here as well with the yellow with the white dashes. Very Finnish, and then the white solid outer lines. So we know we're not in Norway or Sweden. So with this hilly landscape, low tree line, you should definitely consider this road here, especially if the angle lines up, because it is like a great angle guessing road because you're pretty much going northwest to southeast the entire time. And then you lose a lot of vegetation as you even get closer to the Norway border here. And yeah, just looks super crazy, right? Because this is not something you would expect from Finland. You usually associate like a landscape like this with Norway or northern Sweden. But right on the Norway border, of course, you're going to get that crazy mountain coverage. Like this is insane. Very beautiful and definitely very recognizable. And you can get a nice plonk down, of course. All right, so the last thing that we're going to be going into is the Generation 3 snow coverage that's found in Finland. So there are a couple of Gen 3 metas that I've pretty much talked about in this video. So the tilted Gen 3 long antenna is one. The Generation 3 snow coverage is pretty much found like just southeast of that road that we were just talking about. So in this area, it's still like somewhat sparse, but there is a lot of like, if it's dumping snow like this and you see a lot of snow on both sides, pretty much all of the snow coverage was overwritten in Gen 4 aside from this like little pocket of Gen 3 snow coverage. Like you'll see a lot of snow on most of these roads. And, you know, these were all taken on basically the same month, October 2011. And yeah, just a lot of snow here. Here you can even see snow on the road. But yeah, if you see Generation 3 plus you see snow coverage like this and it just looks north, like definitely scan this pocket, and like this is a super nice guess because like a lot of people just won't think anything of it with the snow coverage. They'll probably just click like middle somewhere. But like you can get like even a knockout blow here with the snow coverage in Generation 3. So very useful tip, and I would recommend that you guys take a look at the JSON and click around just so you recognize it and see what it looks like, of course. Alrighty, that's going to conclude it for us today here. 5 metas every pro should know. We reached 25 weeks of doing this, so always happy to lay out a little metas for you guys from a pro to you. And yeah, Finland, definitely a tough country. Definitely do your research and definitely download the JSON and take a look for yourself in the mapmaking.app, of course. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next Sunday for another 5 metas every pro should know video. Peace.